Hi gamers, it's me. In this video, I'm going to be covering player etiquette whilst running in the Mad King's Labyrinth that is part of the Shadow of the Mad King Halloween Festival in Guild Wars 2. This might be a little bit of a weird topic, but I think it's something that is really important, but also celebrates kind of how symbiotic and altruistic the Guild Wars 2 community comes together for this particular event. So, things that you should and should not do in Guild Wars 2 Mad King's Labyrinth. To provide a little bit of context for those who may not have participated in this event/festival previously, the Mad King's Labyrinth is a instanced map that will typically be led by a commander and a group of 30 to 50 people depending on how full the map is, where we run around essentially in a circle around the map, tagging as many enemies as we possibly can, making sure that they die but not bursting them down so that every single player can get a hit in and thus get loot from all of the enemies. There are tips and tricks that the community will do, which include taking off specific gear, using specific stats, and using a specific build with the intention of keeping up swiftness and quickness and defensive boons, whilst making sure to not burst down and kill the adds as quickly as possible. The longer the adds are alive, the longer people have to get a tag in, meaning that everyone gets participation loot. There is 0 reward to one person doing their full raid PvE rotations on an ad and only them getting the reward. There is no guarantee that they're going to get better loot, and it's just better for the community as a whole that everyone can get participation on a kill and thus get loot. Other things I recommend you take note of and to do during the Labyrinth runs is, do not use mounts to rush ahead of the group. The only time that you should be using mounts is to catch up with the group, or if you've just entered the map, fly or mount up and get on over to where the group currently is if it's on the other side of the map. Avoid using your mount engage skills. Dismount normally, do not use your mount attacks, there's absolutely no need. They will do too much damage and that can affect other people's playtime, playability, and gold potential. If players end up going down, make sure to revive them. If you're selfish and you don't revive them because you're focusing on burning and finishing an ad, that means that player could lose out, and that's not very cash money for them anyway. Throughout the labyrinth, there will be 2 types of doors that spawn on the minimap. There are purple ones and there are green ones. The purple doors will be the main focus for most labyrinth runs, as when opened, these will spawn about 20 or so small adds that will give a lot of loot bags. The green doors will spawn a bigger health pool boss, most of which have some sort of annoying mechanic to go along with it, or annoying attack pattern. And there are specific runs that will say all doors, or purple doors, or green doors, or only do green doors for the first few loops until they are cleared, and then they will just focus on the purple ones and ignore the green ones in the future. One of the most important things is to make sure that you are not opening the doors as you pass them willy-nilly. If in doubt, wait for the commander to open the door. The commander might take a moment and wait for everybody to catch up before opening the door to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to tag the enemies. Please be patient while this happens. Keep up with your commander, but do not rush too far ahead. The commander is the leader of the squad, and they will set the pace of how fast the group is going and ultimately how fast the mobs are going to die. If we rush further ahead, there's going to be a lot more spread and a longer tail in the squad because the enemies are not going to be dying at the rate that they should be if you were all grouped together. As I mentioned, there are specific builds and gear setups that can be run for the Labyrinth farm. Please check out my other video where I will explain this in a bit more detail. I also have videos for each class and a recommended/suggested build or alternative for you to be able to play your preferred class. However, some are better than others. So if you want to be able to keep up, I do recommend checking out either the Thief video or the Mesmer video. Hello gamers, it's me in editing with a blanket over my head. I just want to clarify that every class/spec in the lab theoretically, I've not actually tested every single spec there myself, should be able to keep up with the squad. That isn't the issue. The main difference between specs and why some shine purely better than others is because of their ability to upkeep self-swiftness, or like blink or shadow step, or cleave and tag multiple targets with like one auto or something along those lines. So the thief and the mesmer, they really shine because of their ability to hit multiple targets and blink around and provide the swiftness, etc., that really keeps them like at the front of the group basically. But if you have a specific class or spec that you want to play, you should be able to do it with the build and rune sigil relic suggestions in my video. I hope that helps. It will. If I missed anything, please let me know. If you have any other advice, tips of what should or should not be done for the labyrinth farming, please let me know in the comments below. In the video description, I will be linking a Discord to the Pact of the Mad King community, where they run very organized, time-slotted labyrinth farm runs. So if you can't find something in the LFG, which you more than likely should be able to, you can divert your attention to that Discord to see if there's any content. If you are interested in commanding and leading a squad, I will also put a link to the Pact of the Mad King's commanding guide for some more commanding specific helpful information, tips and tricks. As mentioned, this video is part of a small series where I talk about various different types of things to help you improve your time and experience in the Mad King's Labyrinth, including player etiquette, which is this video, recommended game settings, improving your magic find and loot potential, and all of the builds per class. I hope this helps, and thank you for watching.